will see in your world, your Western world, what the grasping of power does to individuals. You will see it this year. Have compassion for those who reach out. Have compassion for those who reach out as ignorant, unaware toddlers, grasping and grabbing things in their way. See them tottering and overwhelmed. There is no power in material power. There is no power in material power except the power that you give it through fear. Opening to love disbands fear. Forgiving those who have harmed opens your heart and opens your awareness in a new way. Indeed, your vision opens and you see things much clearer. You see things in a new vibratory way. You are looking around at your world with disgust at times these days. You are looking at some of the outrageous things that are said and you are in shock. And yet you are only seeing a manifestation of much that was evolving in the fourth dimension, coming to clear. You have been in the process of clearing your fourth dimension or astral plane for a long time. We have been speaking to you for years about the astral plane and the fourth dimension. Call it the astral plane, call it the psychic plane, call it the etheric plane. That fourth dimensional reality, you know from your dream time, each and every one of you has intimate relationship with the psychic plane. Each and every one of you has intimate relationship with the fourth dimension. You have been there. You have felt it. It has been clearing. The fourth dimension has been clearing. And the good news is, just like a blemish that appears on your skin, just like a blemish that appears on the skin, and you can feel it as a pain under the skin, and then eventually it comes up and shocks you, feels hideous on your face. That's a releasing of the toxins or poisons. So the fourth dimension has been in a process of clearing. And several years ago, we started speaking to you about those storms on the fourth dimension. You may remember that, the psychic plane having tremendous storms, clearing out energy to open it to higher vibrations, to open it, to raise it up from its dual nature. And so the fourth dimensional plane is expressing itself on the third in a clearing way, just like pimples or cold sores or pox or herpes comes out of the skin or comes out of the face, an ulcer on the body. The same thing is happening. What you see in your third dimension now is actually a clearing. It's actually a clearing of a lot of stuff that was in the fourth dimension. The fourth dimension being that plane of the subconscious, being that plane of the psychic realm. As more and more of you are becoming aware of how to move back and forth through the psychic realm to the higher planes, you become aware of needing that area to be clear. The psychic plane is dual in nature, like the third dimension, and we have spent so long speaking to you about duality. We have spoken to all of you about the need to understand duality and the dual nature, for the physical plane and the third and fourth dimension still exists in duality and will exist until the great transformation takes place on the earth. Indeed, it is gradually changing and becoming lighter, and you see what happens when a greater amount of light comes to a third dimensional, fourth dimensional reality that is dual in nature. It brings up what was in the shadow. Eventually it all dilutes and becomes one, and that is sort of an easy way to explain the process of ascension. You are coming into a higher place, there is no doubt. It may feel like it's an apocalypse or the end of the world at this point. It's simply the end of an illusionary world that's no longer necessary for soul growth of the mass amount of individuals. And so it begins to fall away. The falling away process is shocking. It shocks the nature, the human nature. It shocks the system. And so you need to do something for your state of shock. 2 years ago, we introduced the vibrational flower essence of Star of Bethlehem because it works with the body as it moves through great shocks. At this point in time, we will begin to introduce others as you move into the new year. We will begin to introduce other vibrations. We have introduced the vibration of the amethyst ray, we have introduced the vibration of the amethyst elixir. That vibration helps with the confidence of the self, helps with the ability to move forward. We use the elemental elixirs of copper and the elemental elixirs of gold and the elemental elixirs of platinum and zinc. The zinc helps you become whole, helps you integrate. The gold helps the heart open, and now is so important for the vibration of gold. You can find those gem elixirs. Simply do some research on your internet. There are those who make the gem elixirs. You can find them. Some of you have comfort in working with the metals themselves, or those vibrations, or infusing them in your water. Open up to your very own intuition. Trust it. Spend some time, no matter how busy you feel the physical world becoming, and some of you will be extremely busy and active in the physical world this year, because there are those in the physical plane who need your energy. There are actually those who will be vibrating with the higher energies and the vibration of the higher energies. There are actually those who will be moving in and out of those energies. There are actually those who will be moving into new levels of awareness and sharing through their bodies. You're conduits of energy, and so you will go into networks. Sometimes the networks will be families, sometimes there will be business, sometimes there will be communities or groups. You may join a book club or a library, you may join a new business, you may start networking with family or friends. Whatever it is, you will be stepping out in the world to spread your energies and bring them. It's very important to bring the energy vibrations of this higher consciousness into the world through the physical. And so many of you have agreed to incarnate at this time. Did you ever wonder why you are here? Did you ever feel like you shouldn't be on this planet, on this earth? Did you ever wish that you could leave it at times? And so now you remember, you are here to bring this energy forth. You are here to infect others with it, with that divine light and that acceptance of self. I have reminded you before that you can sit in the subway, the dentist office, that you can sit at a red light, that you can walk down by a beach or walk into a department store or walk into a grocery store, and you can bring the garden into that space. The garden bridges through your heart. As much as you go to the garden and refresh, nourish, and nurture yourself, you can bring the garden out into the spaces and places that you go. I am Quan Yin, speaking from the garden.